Hey, Rick Crosslin here, and I'm at Chapwood Elementary, and with this class to do the Seed Festival. Today is the first day of a 40-day project. You guys are going to be learning how to take care of plants their entire life cycle, from a seed to a sprout to the first leaves, and then it's going to get flower buds, and the flower buds are going to turn into flowers, and from there you're going to pollinate them, which means they're going to be fertilized, and after they're fertilized, you're going to have new seed pods and new seeds, the whole life cycle. But plants have been around for millions and millions of years. One of the oldest, earliest plants that are still around today is algae. Now this algae I had growing in my aquarium. It has chlorophyll in it that makes the food for it, and it also is so old that it's been in the fossil record for millions and hundreds of millions of years. Now the next plants that came around were mosses. And these mosses, there's all kind of mosses. I love mosses. It's like looking in a new little miniature world of these plants. And these are kind of like, can grow on rocks, they can grow on trees, and mosses fill a place in the world. But there's another type that have to do with a plant called a lichen. See these little green things on here? These are lichens. They're part fungus and part algae, and these are some very primitive old plants. Later came ferns. A fern is about 250 million years old. I'm going to show you something that is pretty amazing. Check this out. This is a 250-year-old plant, older than dinosaurs. Check it out.
That's fossilized.
It's fossilized. Yeah, look at that. And that is a very old type of plant. This is a fern. They reproduce by spores. They don't have seeds. But this is the one we're going to be talking about. This is a model of a flower, because the flowering plants are about 70 million years old. They came when T-Rex was around. That's called the Cretaceous. You guys ever heard of the Cretaceous period?
Yeah.
That's when the first plants that had flowers came about. So your project is to take some seeds, and these seeds are really, really small. They're called Brassica rapa. And so each of you will be divided up into teams. I'll put my plants out of the way here. And you're gonna have to learn how to take care of these plants. First thing is, this is your grow box. The light's on because plants need light. Anybody know what it's called? That plants need light, what's that called? What do you call it?
The sun.
From the sun. And what is it called, that process? You ever heard of the word
Photosynthesis.
photosynthesis? Yeah, photosynthesis. So we're gonna leave this light on the whole time. Now there's a thermometer in there in your worksheet. You wanna check what the temperature is. You don't want the temperature to get above 79 degrees. We're not raising cactus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you don't want it to get below like 68 degrees. So we'll keep it over here. And that's your job every day, to check the temperature. If it's too hot, we poke holes. If it's too cold, maybe we put another piece of aluminum foil on there. That's your grow box. We don't turn it off for 40 days. Now your teacher will have a worksheet. Every day you make observations and you go ahead and see how your plants are growing. Hey, day 14, 2 weeks from today, very special day. Maybe on the Monday, you're gonna be a pollinator. You're gonna be like a bee. You're gonna land on your flower and get that yellow pollen. That's the male part. Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but flowers have both male parts and female parts. So you're gonna get pollen from here, and you're gonna touch it to another plant right there on the pistil. When that happens, that's called pollination. And what happens is that pollen goes down here, and it turns into seeds. The petals fall off. We don't need those anymore. The pollen falls off, and this whole thing will swell into a seed pod. Hey, the next time you eat an apple or an orange or a banana, flip it upside down. That used to be the bottom of a flower. So in day 14, 15, and 16, you're gonna pollinate. You're gonna take pollen from one plant and fly it over to another plant and touch it on the pistil. You're gonna do the job of bees. Oh, I'm so glad we have bees. Without bees, we'd go hungry. So here's how we start this. Your teacher will take these peat pellets. Now they're already dry, but what I did was I added water to them and they all swelled up. In fact, why don't you go get me one of those brown pellets over there for me, okay? And I'll show you. Where's your bag at? Here we go. Miss Fuller has got her bag. This is filled with water. Now it's called peat. Peat is something we're going to grow these in. And peat is really just chopped up dead moss. This is chopped, very old dead moss, but it's really good for planting. That's what it's like when it's dry. See that? That's dry. You add water to it and it swells up. Got it?
Yeah.
All right, so your job with your team, now not everybody gets to do this. You have 5 cups, 5 grow cups right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They fit inside of your, Miss Fuller, inside of your grow box. Now, you'll probably want to get a couple of books, dictionaries or something, because you want this to be close to the light, but as they start to grow, you're gonna have to take the books away. You understand? We don't want them touching the light, so you have to do that. So here's what we're gonna do. First thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna show you, oh, this is food fertilizer. That's not the seed, that is food. And these are the seeds. Okay, so these are called the grow cups, and this is a wick. Now, this is kind of hard to do, but you want to put this in here like this and pull it so it's pulling all the way out like that. See how that is like there? Now it'll fall out. Oh, yikes, I gotta be careful. So I'm gonna lay that right there like that. See that? And I'm gonna break one of these open. You don't want to put all this in there. Break this open. I'm gonna hold the bottom. I'm gonna put some in here like this. I'm gonna fill it up halfway. So, and don't scrunch it down. If you crunch it down, guess what? That baby seed's gonna have a hard time for the roots to get through. So just make it kind of loose, like that. See how it's halfway? Does that look like it's halfway there? Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna make sure that this is in the middle. Okay, so there's halfway. And I'm gonna pull this down later, but not right this second. All right, and now you only need 5 of these. Do we want to put more than 5?
No.
No, because 5 is just the right amount of food. These are, here, hold this for me, would you please? And how many do I have in my hand here?
5.
I think I have 6. I'm gonna, here, put that one back. And here, put the lid on these. Now I'm gonna spread these around. So, see how I'm spreading these around? Can you see that, Miss Fuller? I'm gonna spread these around like that. Is that a good shot on that? Okay. Are those seeds?
Yes.
No.
No. It's food.
Hey, there's some teachers, they'd say this, they thought those were the seeds and they never grew. So those are fertilizer, which is another word for food. You know, it's like potassium and nitrogen. Plants need that. So now I'm going to put this up, and I'm not going to go all the way to the top, but pretty close. A lot of kids go, is that enough? Is that enough? You just got to figure it out, okay? All right, so see how that is right there like that. See how there's still some room in the top? Yes? Mm-hmm. Yeah? And now I'm going to pull this down. This is the part that's dangerous because sometimes you pull the whole thing out and you have to start over. I'm going to pull this down. Watch. Pull it, pull it, pull it, pull it right about halfway. So now it's halfway. See that right in there? If you pull it out, you got to start over. All right, so we got that in there like that. Now it's time for the seeds. Now, Miss Fuller and the rest of you guys in the 4th grade world, these seeds are really small. And so you don't want to drop them on the floor. If you drop them on the floor, just put some tape around it and start watering them. They'll grow in the floor. Here we go. Look how small these are. And let's see. And look at them. Oh my goodness, look at that. I know, they're very small. And so, but they will grow into really, really big plants. I'm gonna put 2 of these, right? One, just 2 of them. One, right? Oh, there's 2 of them. See how I got 2 of them in there? Now, this year, classes, I put 50 seeds in there. You do 2 per cup. So you're gonna end up with like 40 plants and some leftover seeds in case you have some accidents. So you see how I put 2 of them in there, yes? Yes. Okay, oh, I dropped a seed. All right. There we go, I got my seeds back. All right, now, the next thing is this little stuff right here. This is a mineral called vermiculite. Can you guys say vermiculite?
Vermiculite.
And that soaks up water and protects the plant. So I'm gonna take my fingers and just pinch some over here like this. See, I'm gonna pinch it on here. And I'm gonna cover it, see that? And that's all I gotta do. And then the fun part comes. So See this, how this one has holes in it? It fits in this one, Miss Fuller. See how this one has water? And this sits down in the water, just barely in the water. And I might have just maybe a little too much water. So it just barely touches the bottom. And then you put this through the hole. Now, and then put it in the water. And guess what happens?
It's gonna like
It's gonna go
all the
through the
side,
pink,
it's gonna-
pink thing and
Yes, it's gonna, exactly, it's gonna wick it up. It's gonna pull it up. But to get it started, you have to do this. To get it started, take your pipette, and I'm gonna keep, don't shoot it because you blow the seed out, you know what I mean? You know, we don't wanna hose it out. And see, I'm just putting a little bit like that, and a little bit like that. Let me know when water starts dripping out the bottom. And see how I'm circling it around?
Start dripping.
Oh, perfect. That means it's nice and wet. Got it?
yes, sir.
Then I'm ready for that. And if I had all 4 of them, I put it inside the grow box. And on day 1, you write down the temperature, planted the seeds. Day 2, see anything? Day 3. You should, on day 2, start to see a plant come up. 2 plants, okay? That's gonna be so cool. And so, you know, help me, tell me, I'm gonna do one real quick. So what's my first step? What do I do first?
Take the pink thing and put it inside.
Put the wick inside, yeah, okay. What's my next step?
And then you
Take
take
the,
that.
Here, pull that out for me.
take
huh?
one of those
Pellets?
like the dried up moss.
Yeah, it's called a peat pellet. My hands are, I got old hands. There, you can reach that and grab it. Can you grab it? This is teamwork. How we doing? Here, you do one while I try to do one, and you do one while I try to do one. There you go. Okay, stick it in there. Did you get it? Oh, you're my hero. Okay, it fell out. And it fell out. But that's part. You got it again? You got one yet?
Yes,
Perfect. I'll take it when you got it. All right, you can do that one. Now, so next step, put this, what, half full, right?
Yes.
That holds it in place. What, after that, what do I do? Who's gonna get these ready? Get me, how many, get those, how many do you have?
5.
Five.
Okay. So I got this halfway in. Yay! Here, fill this up with here, fill this up. Break that open, fill it up.
Can I put the water?
Yes. Okay, put me 5 in there. Help him, all right? Hold, there's 5 of them. Spread them around. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's important to get 5, okay? And now put some, yes, hello.
I won't say anything, I know you're videoing.
That's okay. Put some more in. Let me have a little chunk over here. Who else wants to do one? You guys want to start doing one? Okay, we got plenty to do. Start doing those, And after I put this in, what's my next step?
You take those.
Pull this down. The seeds, yep. Okay, the seeds, yep. And how many seeds do I put in? 2. 5 pieces of food. 2, okay. Oops, there's 2, way too many. There's 2.
Wait, can I get one?
Yeah.
And then you put that.
Then I put the vermiculite in. You guys seem like you have this. And after I get the vermiculite in, what do I do?
You put the water, like you put it in.
And this guy right here.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to pull the wick down. Don't forget to pull the wick down. Okay. And then I put this in here like this. And who's going to water it for me? Okay, go ahead. I'll hold it over. How long do we water it until what happens? We got to get some water. Squeeze it, and then let it soak up water. And then, there you go. Keep going. Do you just shoot it as hard as you can? No. I like how you're doing. Hey, good luck on your planting day. And go ahead and keep doing it because it's not dripped down. And don't forget to follow the worksheets that say what you're supposed to do. Day 14, pollination day. Oh, by the way, one student from each class is going to be your science ambassador and go with me on March 13th to a science place called Corteva that grows plants all over the world. And you'll get to meet plant scientists and share what your class does. I don't know who's going to get selected in your class. Hey, some more water. Hey, thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time.